Welcome back, everybody, to episode 21 of the CG Sports Podcast. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 17 NFL predictions. This will be our final regular season prediction video. Next week, I'm going to be having out the full playoff predictions. I'm either going to do it where we go week by week based on the winners, or I'll just do a full playoff predictions right off the bat. So we'll figure out how that's going to go, but we're going to do our Week 17 for now. Got no bye weeks this week. All games will be played on Sunday. So let's get straight into it. Starting off with the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. The Vikings lost to the Saints last week, and the Lions lost to the Bucs. Vikings linebacker Eric Kendricks is out with a calf injury, and the Vikings also won't have their running back Dalvin Cook, who will be out for personal reasons. We're still not sure what that is, but he's not playing. Lions QB Matt Stafford is questionable with an ankle injury. I do expect him to play in this game. I think Stafford throws a touchdown in this game. Adrian Peterson rushes for a touchdown, but the Vikings outmatch him on Sunday. Kirk Cousins throwing for 2 touchdowns. Amir Abdullah rushing for 1. Vikings take this one 30-17. Next game we've got is between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Falcons lost to the Chiefs last week in a really close game, and the Bucs beat out the Lions in a blowout. Falcons will once again be without Julio Jones, who is still struggling with a hamstring injury. We haven't seen him for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Not expecting to see him today. Bucs also will not have Devin White, who is on COVID reserve. This is a big loss for them. He's a speedy linebacker, great blitzer, great tackler, great coverage guy, all-around great linebacker. He'll be a tough loss. This game is going to be a pretty easy call. I think for the Falcons, Todd Gurley will get a rushing touchdown. I don't even think Matt Ryan gets them in the end zone this game. Just the Bucs defense is just way too good. For the Bucs, I think Brady throws 2 touchdowns in this game. Ronald Jones rushes for 1, and the Bucs win this one 27-10. Next game we've got is between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. The Jets beat out the Browns last week and win their second game in a row, and the Patriots lost to the Bills. Patriots safety Devin McCourty is questionable with a shoulder injury. I do expect him to play in this game. The Jets, as I said, have won back-to-back games. I think this week they get number 3. I don't know what happened to Adam Gase, but I guess he found out that he was going to get fired at the end of the year, so he's trying to win as many games. So I think they get win number 3 this week. I think for the Patriots, Cam Newton rushes for a touchdown, but I think he also throws an interception. And for the Jets, Sam Darnold throws 2 touchdowns. Jets win this one 20-13. Next game we've got is going to be between the Dolphins and the Bills. The Dolphins beat out the Raiders last week in a phenomenal game, and the Bills beat out the Patriots. Ryan Fitzpatrick will be on COVID reserve for the Dolphins, so he will not be playing. They already confirmed Tua was going to start anyways, but this will be a big loss. For example, if Tua has a bad first half and they want to sub in Fitzpatrick, they wouldn't be able to do that now, so it'll be interesting. A lot more pressure on Tua because, as we know in the past, if he struggled, Fitzpatrick has been there to back him up and, come in, finish what he couldn't, but now he's going to have all that pressure on him in a game that the Dolphins really need to win if they want to get in the playoffs. Bills are not going to have wide receiver Cole Beasley. He is out with a knee injury, but they did just sign Kenny Stills. I'm not sure if he'll be playing in this game. We still don't know yet, but I don't think he's going to. Should be a pretty close game. Both teams pretty good offenses and really good defenses on both sides. I think Tua throws a touchdown in this game and Myles Gaskin rushes for a touchdown. For the Bills, I give Josh Allen 2 passing touchdowns. Devin Singletary rushes in 1. Bills win this one 27-23. Next game we've got is between the Steelers and the Browns. The Steelers beat out the Colts last week in a phenomenal comeback win. And the Browns, as we said, lost to the Jets, which is really disappointing. The Steelers are not going to have Ben Roethlisberger as well as many other starters. Eric Ebron we also won't see. They will have James Conner, though, which will be good. The Steelers are going to be resting a lot of their starters, though, as I said. They already clinched the playoffs, already clinched their division, so they really don't have any reason to really do too much in this game. Mason Rudolph will start for the Steelers at quarterback. I think he throws a pick, no touchdown, and I think James Conner will rush for a touchdown. This will be the only score the Steelers get, at least for the end zone. For the Browns, I think Baker Mayfield throws 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb rushes in 1, and the Browns win this game 30-13. Next game we've got is between the Cowboys and the Giants. The Cowboys beat out the Eagles last week and knocked them out of the playoffs, keeping their playoff contention alive. And the Giants lost to the Ravens. The Cowboys are not going to have their guard, Zach Martin, who is out with a calf injury. Giants also won't have their wide receiver, Golden Tate, who's also out with a calf injury. This should be a pretty close game, and just so I can explain it to you guys, let's just get this out of the way now with the whole playoff situation. So with Giants and Cowboys, whoever loses is automatically out. So whoever wins, let's just say per se the Giants win, they're banking on an Eagles win. So if Washington wins, they're in for sure. Giants or Cowboys win, they need the Eagles to win. I know it's complicated, it's whatever. I think both Andy Dalton and Daniel Jones will throw 2 touchdowns in this game. Both Wayne Gallman and Zeke will get a rushing touchdown. I think the Cowboys win this one in a really close game on a Greg Zuerlein field goal to win it, 27-24. Next up, we've got the Ravens and the Bengals. The Ravens beat out the Giants last week, and the Bengals upset the Texans. Bengals cornerback William Jackson is out with a concussion this week. He's a great corner, great coverage guy, great speed, just all around a phenomenal player. This should be an easy win for the Ravens, though. Brandon Allen's going to be back at quarterback. He had a pretty good game last week against Houston. I think he throws a touchdown this week, but it's not going to match up with the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson throws for a touchdown, rushes for a touchdown. Mark Ingram also pulls in a rushing touchdown on the ground. Ravens win this one 33-16. Next game we've got is between the Jags and the Colts. The Jags lost to the Bears last week, and the Colts lost to the Steelers in a phenomenal comeback, as we said. I think this is going to be one of the easiest calls of the week. Mike Glennon's still starting for Jacksonville. I think he throws a touchdown and a pick. James Robinson rushes for a touchdown. He's been a phenomenal back all year. Looking at maybe Offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see. I think for Indy, Phillip Rivers throws 2 touchdowns in this game. Jonathan Taylor also rushes for 2 touchdowns. He's been a phenomenal fantasy back all year. Colts win this one 34-20. Next game we've got is between the Titans and the Texans. The Titans lost to the Packers last week in a phenomenal snow game. It wasn't a very close game, but it was fun to watch. Texans, on the other hand, as we said, lost to the Bengals. This is another pretty easy game to call. After seeing how Houston played last week, there's no way they beat Tennessee in my eyes. I think Deshaun Watson throws for and rushes for a touchdown this week. And for the Titans, Ryan Tannehill throws a touchdown. Derrick Henry rushes for 2 touchdowns in this game. Titans win this one 30-17. Next game we've got is between the Cardinals and the Rams. The Cardinals lost to the Niners last week and really got upset. And the Rams lost to the Seahawks. Rams quarterback Jared Goff is going to be out of this game with a thumb injury. This is bad, especially for the position the Rams are in. Trying to make a shot at the playoffs, need a win. And I don't know if it's going to happen anymore. We're just going to have to see. But Rams are also going to be without their wide receiver Cooper Kupp, who is out on COVID reserve. So Rams coming in without their quarterback and their number 1 receiver. Rams are going to start John Wolford at quarterback. I think he throws an interception, no touchdown. Darrell Henderson is going to rush for 1 touchdown on the ground. But I think the Cardinals beat them out in Week 17. Kyler Murray throws a touchdown. Kenyon Drake rushes for a touchdown as well. Cardinals win this one 23-10. Next game we've got is between the Saints and the Panthers. The Saints beat out the Vikings last week, as we said, off a phenomenal performance by Alvin Kamara. 6 touchdowns. Unbelievable, man. Panthers beat out the Washington football team last week. The Saints are going to be really messed up this week. They're not going to have their tight end Josh Hill, wide receiver Michael Thomas, and their running back Alvin Kamara. I think this game will be a lot closer than it would have been if all of them were playing. I still like the Saints here to take this game. I think Teddy Bridgewater will throw a touchdown for Carolina, but Saints defense has been so good all year. I really don't think they'll do much more than that. For the Saints, I think Drew Brees throws 2 touchdowns, and this is a weird call here, I'm giving Taysom Hill, backup quarterback, I'm giving him a rushing touchdown. I'd assume it's going to be on something like an end around when he's in tight end, or maybe a QB draw, read option, something along the lines of that. Taysom Hill rushes in a touchdown today, and the Saints win this game 27-13. Next game we've got is between the Packers and the Bears. The Packers beat out the Titans, as we said, and the Bears beat the Jaguars. This should be a pretty easy win for Green Bay. Not much to talk about here. I think Mitchell Trubisky throws for a touchdown. David Montgomery, who's been another phenomenal fantasy back, I think he also rushes for a touchdown. For the Packers, I think Aaron Rodgers throws 3 touchdowns in this game. Phenomenal performance. Puts him 3 touchdowns off 50 for the season, which is phenomenal for him. And Aaron Jones rushes for 1 touchdown as well. The Packers win this one 31-20. Next game we've got is between the Chargers and the Chiefs. Chargers beat out the Broncos last week in a pretty close game, and the Chiefs also won a close game against Atlanta. The Chiefs are not going to have their quarterback Patrick Mahomes this week. They are going to let him rest. They're also going to let a couple other guys rest their wide receivers. Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins both are out with injuries, and they also won't have their running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who is also out with an injury. For the Chargers, they're not going to have their defensive end Joey Bosa, who's out with a concussion. For the Chiefs, they're going to start their quarterback Chad Henne, as obviously Mahomes isn't playing. I think Chad Henne throws a touchdown in this game as well as an interception. For the Chargers, I think Justin Herbert throws 2 touchdowns. Austin Eckler rushes for 1. Chargers get this one in Week 17, 24-13. Next game we've got is between the Seahawks and the Niners. The Seahawks beat out the Rams last week, as we said, and the Niners upset the Cardinals. Niners cornerback Richard Sherman is going to be out of this game with a calf injury, as well as Niners wide receiver Deebo Samuel will be out with a hamstring injury. I think these are big losses. They already don't have Jimmy Garoppolo. Their backup quarterback Nick Mullins also out. They're going to have C.J. Beathard starting tonight. This should be an easy win for Seattle. I think Russell Wilson throws 2 touchdowns. Chris Carson rushes for 1, but one of those other running backs could probably get 1 too. For the Niners, C.J. Beathard, I think he throws a touchdown, but he also throws a pick. Seattle wins this one 27-10. Next game we've got is between the Raiders and the Broncos. The Raiders lost to the Dolphins last week in a phenomenal game. Broncos lose to the Chargers. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. Not too much to talk about here. Not too many injuries or nothing. But I think Drew Lock throws a touchdown in this game. Melvin Gordon rushes for a touchdown. He's been pretty solid all year when he's actually been healthy. For the Raiders, I think Derek Carr throws 2 touchdowns in this game. Josh Jacobs rushes for 1. Josh Jacobs started off this season very well, very efficient. He was scoring a lot. He kind of slowed down. I think he puts 1 in this week, and the Raiders win this one 30-26. Finally, our Sunday night football game, the final game of our 2020-2021 regular season, will be between the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington, as we said, lost to the Panthers last week, and Philly took a tough loss to Dallas, knocking them out of playoff contention. Now, the big question here that we've all been asking is Philly going to try and win this game and give Dallas or the Giants a shot at the playoffs, or are they going to purposely lose or, just not really try and let Washington take their playoff spot? Now, from what I've heard, Doug Peterson said nothing's coming easy. They're going to go out there, try their best, try and get a win. And, I'm fine with that. I really doesn't matter to me. But Washington's QB, Alex Smith, is questionable with a calf injury. I do expect him to play. He practiced Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. He should be all good to play today. The Eagles will not have a lot of their players. Wide receiver Deshaun Jackson out this week. D-tackle Fletcher Cox out this week. Tight end Richard Rodgers also out this week. Safety Jalen Mills out this week. This is going to cause a ton of problems. Jalen Mills is a pretty solid tackler with decent coverage. Richard Rodgers catches a lot of those, rollout plays, PA rollouts, stuff like that. He makes a lot of good catches, and Fletcher Cox is easily a top 3 defensive tackle in the league. He puts so much QB pressure and just wreaks havoc on the field. Having these guys not playing is going to cause a lot of problems. I think Alex Smith throws for a touchdown in this game, and Antonio Gibson rushes for 1. For the Eagles, I know a lot of people are expecting a game out of Hurts. I think Hurts disappoints today. He played all right last week. He's been all right, pretty good. I think this week he doesn't really get anything going. I think Miles Sanders scores the only touchdown for Philly. It will be a rushing touchdown. I think Hurts has some good passes, decent stats, but not enough to throw or run anything into the end zone. Washington wins this one and secures their spot in the playoffs, knocks out Dallas and New York, winning this one 17-13. That's going to do it for episode 21. Our next episode after this Eagles season, I'm going to do a quick talk on the Wentz and Hurts situation and just the future of that team. I'm going to start dropping my playoff predictions. That'll be out next week in time for you guys to make your picks. Make sure you guys go follow all my socials. Follow the Twitch, CG Sports with 2 S's at the end. We're going to start doing some gaming streams on there. We can talk some sports while we do it. Just have a good time and vibe. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for listening, and I'm out. Peace.